Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Scorpio reading. And the amazing globe-changing news for Scorpios is that your ruling planet, Pluto, is moving from Capricorn after 20 years, a couple of decades, to Aquarius at the end of this month. I think it may not be, it will be right on the cusp of the sun moving into Sagittarius. So this change is absolutely affecting the entire planet, but it is having a particular impact on you at this time. This is a general reading. It is not going to resonate for all of you. Naturally, if there's not a message here for you, you would track your rising sign, your sun sign, or your moon sign as appropriate for other messages. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below, where I am featuring a half-off sale, 50% off the readings that I offer through December 31st of this year. So if it's something you're interested in, particularly for the holidays as a gift, please take advantage of this opportunity. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you listening through that long intro. Let's get started, Scorpio, with your overall energy, the Four of Pentacles. This feels like you holding on to the lessons and gifts of this previous transit, or the transit we are currently ending, Pluto, your ruling sign in Capricorn. Here you have built up some kind of a very solid foundation. You are very cautious about extending that, but you are actively looking to stabilize this, to secure your existence, to approach or build on the abundance you have already grounded for yourself. You are very clear that what it is you are building must rest on a foundation of hard work, of focus, of sharing resources in a responsible way. So you're all about working and saving up and making sure that nothing is wasted as you move forward during this time. You're trying to build upon, not completely throw out the baby with the bathwater. An old expression that is very germane to the incredible work that you've been doing over the past couple of decades in facing down your fears, looking at behaviors, traditions, experiences you've had where you are not comfortable, that have not been beneficial, that even have required you to make some realignments in terms of purging those negative, toxic fears that you've experienced, recognizing that you are, in fact, in control of the direction that you are channeling your phenomenal and considerable energies. In the 10th house, your social identity, we have the Two of Swords, and this has been a feature for many of us for a while. Your intuition is extremely powerful, particularly Scorpio, your intuition, which we associate with our higher consciousness, with our ability to connect with other spheres, other energies, is deeply connected to a collective unconscious, an area where you are very skilled, you are very powerful in channeling these memories, these experiences that reflect inner ways that we act that we are not always aware of. You've been swimming in that collective unconscious, your own subconscious energies for a while. And now you, as a result of really having focused on this field of creativity for you and action, intentional action, You have made a decision. You know the way that is right for you. You may be hesitating in some ways because the significance of the choices that you're making may have an impact on others that concerns you, that may worry you. However, you know the way forward, and you also know it's not the easy way. It is the right way, but it is difficult. You're making a hard choice because you're that strong, you're that powerful, you have that much to give, and your impact on the world can be considerable. And that may, in many ways, be what you are weighing in not simply the decision to move in a certain direction, to focus in a certain direction, but weighing the impact you have one way or another. If you stay on the path you're on, or if you continue to move in a more outer direction, a more public, socially impactful direction, if that's the impact that you can manage. In the first house, we have the Four of Wands. So I love this. Another foundation. This foundation is really the result of you and a partner or a number of partners, a team, a collaboration, are celebrating the growth that you've made. You're celebrating this foundation you've accomplished. You have been able to personally translate what you've built and parlay that into resource sharing with others so that you are celebrating growth. You've celebrated what you've learned, you're celebrating your progress, and you recognize that joining together with others is magnifying the possibilities of that. This is worthy of a pause, of an acknowledgement of how far you've come, what you've built, of this cultural, social, even emotional foundation. In the fourth house, the house of your home, your family, your history, another four, this time the Four of Cups. We have three fours and counting. This is really absolutely about your foundation, the way that you're building for success by taking care of all the elemental details. Here, you have had a personal practice of moving ever closer to those things that support you. This feels personal, but it actually reflects a familial or an ancestral acknowledgement of the positive, resourceful, powerful energies that have contributed to your healing and to the healing of others. What has kept your family, your culture strong? This is what is something that is a part of what you are building. And before this reading, when I was meditating on your sign, I definitely was contemplating on what it means to be a healer for you, Scorpio, because I'm feeling all of this grounding energy that any healer would undertake. And I really felt the need to expand on the definition of a healer as all of you who work in the helping professions. So that moves it beyond what we traditionally think of, perhaps, of healing, of a healer. So, in the variety of positions of work, of employment that are structured around providing resources or services to others in so many capacities, you're particularly adept at psychological and academic depth. Your ability to research is phenomenal, and I do believe that this is something you have been turning towards your own family of origin, your own culture or heritage in some way, that you have been building upon positive traditions that continue to be relevant in our lives today. And in the seventh house, the house of your relationships, significant relationships, you have the Queen of Wands. This is all about the confidence that you're experiencing here. And I am actually delighted to see a real spread of energies among your cards. All the elements are represented here, which is reinforcing the idea of a broad and diverse foundation where all of your bases are covered literally and you feel intentional about building this in a way that makes it more and more available and accessible to others. Your confidence, your passion is part of your creative gift. And I do feel you in relationship, particularly to a product, to something you're building. It can be a service for those of you that are literally creatives. This can be about what you are creating, but your relationship to that creativity, that process, and that product is very intense. This is how you are channeling intentionally this passion and the foundation that you've created to support this. If this reading is resonating with you so far, Scorpio, please like this video. Please share this with others and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. Surprise, surprise, I pulled the Purpose card. I know what I'm here to do. And in so many ways, Scorpio, you're including your ruling planet. This is about purpose and transformation, the transformation we experience, the alignment, the realignment that we experience as we mature and learn from the experiences in our lives. So this is being totally activated in such a magical way that so many of us are experiencing life, our passions, our calling, our gifts in ways we could have never imagined. But what was required was to do the underground work first. This is about establishing those roots, aligning yourself with your higher purpose so that you can have the impact in the world that you know you are capable of, that you actually came here to deliver on. So the first house, Four of Wands, is clarified by the Seven of Cups. There's such a strong deja vu experience that I am getting often with your readings in particular, Scorpio, and I have no Scorpio in my chart. However, I have a very strong Pluto. Uh, and I'm saying this to remind you all that we all have all planets. Most of us, if we don't have those signs in our chart, we certainly have planets placed in various houses that resonate with particular signs. So we all have some energy. We all have Pluto somewhere. And in some charts, it's stronger than in others. This card is describing the way in which your skills, your gifts, what you're able to articulate has many people inviting you to participate, to assess, to evaluate, to contribute in some way to what they're doing. This can be invitations or offers of things that perhaps would be, at this point, as much of a distraction from what your purpose is as helpful. This can sometimes be the goodies that we project are going to be the results of something, of an activity that we are experiencing. But this is, you're very clear. You don't do what you do for the things that you may acquire as a result of your activity or your engagements. You do it for the impact that you can have. The results, the goodies, the friendships, the money, the stability are all necessary and desirable results, but that isn't what drives or motivates you. So this card can feel overwhelming. It can feel illusory, like there's an illusion that you have to pierce here. because there was a time in which you might have bought into some of those rewards and felt that you had arrived. You're not dissuaded, you're not distracted by that. You are moving on your path of purpose with a lot of joy, and you're really trying to channel that passion you have. The Four of Cups in the fourth house is clarified by the Judgment card. This is about this decision that you already made about the path you're on. You made this decision a very long time ago, and you've been doing the work to actualize it, because we experience decisions in many ways as more of an unfolding, as more of a peeling back experience. So we approach these things in stages, and their gifts, their miracles reveal themselves as we move along, as we progress. Here you recognize that you have an opportunity to make the precise impact that you are fully capable and aware of. You now have all the skills to make successful. So reflects a higher consciousness that you have evolved into, that is also matched by your personal development. You've made personal sacrifices to achieve this goal, to stay on this path. And you have enjoyed some connections, some rewards along the way, but it has never fully unfolded in the way that you experience it now as blossoming. And it's blossoming for many of you in your own studios, at your own writing desk, in your own home, in your community. This is a very intimate exchange or expression that you are evolving. This comes from a deep place in you. So this is not necessarily something you do in public. It's absolutely something you share in public. In the seventh house of your significant others, we have the Fool card, one of my absolute favorites. It's interesting that I associate the Fool card with the planet Pluto. And part of that is because Pluto is, as many know, whether it's a planet or not, it was the last planet discovered as part of our solar system. It is one of the smallest planets and one of the furthest out. It has a bizarre elliptical that takes it way beyond and brings it very close to the sun. And with this Pluto's transit through Capricorn, it was very close to the sun. It's very close to planet Earth. With its movement into Aquarius, it begins to stretch back out again. I'm saying all of this to say that this represents an awareness of that you have earned. You have worked to gain the sense of trust and faith in yourself and in your abilities. This has been about instilling and focusing on this belief in who you are and your ability to stay on this path. Excuse me, I feel that this is about the path of your creative process. So the end product, the destination, is not as important as it is the process of simply doing the work and taking the steps, doing the work and taking the steps and dealing with any challenges that you experience. But because of your faith and your belief in who you are and what you're doing, you stop experiencing challenges as something catastrophic or disastrous. You understand that all destruction can be purposeful if we rebuild. And you know that you're capable of doing that, having done it for many of you many, many times. So this is a beautiful card of liberation, but with great freedom comes great responsibility. In the 10th house, the Two of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Cups. Dear, dear Scorpio, your heart is as big and as open as you can possibly make it. There's no amount of underground journeying, of digging through the ruins, of rebuilding from the very core of who you are that can shrink your phenomenal act of love. And particularly this creative muscle, this will to not just survive, but to thrive and succeed, keeps you hopeful. It keeps you young. It keeps you resilient. And knowing that around the corner is the next amazing opportunity, it is this perspective that you are capable of sharing through whatever work you do. This is the work of love in the world, and you are articulating this in some ways that others see it and hear it. It becomes the way others see you. I'm going to leave your reading here, Scorpio. Thank you so much for this reading. Until next time, namaste.